You might have to reload the page now.
I had it as offline.
What'd you say?
You might need to reload the page now.
Might have to reload it. Oh, I hear me now.
Yes, I hear it as well.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you for checking that for me. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's what we're here for.
All right.
Okay, so you have been called, or you've gone back into Delph's office at this point, the 5 of you, along with your little bird buddy now that rides atop Kaylee's bow. And Delph he looks exasperated, like he can't believe what the fuck you just did.
What did we just did?
What?
We all look pleased to punch with ourselves.
Well, yeah, and
No.
you do. He just found out that you killed Mayor Reed McBannon, and
Allegedly.
Well, I mean, there's no alleged to it. I mean, it's pretty much.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Yeah, who are these witnesses that said we did this thing?
But he's not. He hasn't said, "I can't believe you fucking killed the mayor," and he's not saying, "Why did you kill the mayor?" He looks like he's giving you the benefit of the doubt because he feels like there's more to the story.
It's not. We just didn't like him.
Okay, so like right away we know that this is not the real Delft.
Oh man, there's good point. There's no way it's him.
There's no way it's him because he'd be yelling at us anyway.
That was the old Delft. The new Delft is less of an asshat.
The fake.
Hashtag
Yeah.
not your Delft.
No. Wait. Back up the duck. Yeah, back the truck. Yeah, shut up, Dan. But back up the truck here. It's like the new Delft and the old Delft are exactly the same because the new Delft has been bitching at us every bit as much as old Delft did.
No, he has
It
not.
was bad.
He's
still
tried to have a
complains
new
at us.
outlook on life. He does complain at you, but not as much, because
Really
so
assaulting us in his office or anything yet.
Yeah, that's true. So the only reason I can find for this radically different outlook on life is everything is that Kara must be putting out.
Shit, that's a really good point.
So he has you come into his office, and Kira is standing in the back taking notes.
I know what you're taking.
Do what?
That ain't all she's taking.
Oh,
We're gonna
God.
say yeah.
Giggity. So he sits you down, and he looks to you, Andy, and he asks, "Can you start from the beginning? Walk me through how we got to the point where you killed a mayor."
Okay. Oh, see here. This is exactly what I told you was not supposed to happen.
That's why I shared all these notes here that you guys have been creating and maintaining.
There's no notes. It's just a bunch of names.
Okay. So whose fault is that?
Ow.
The
God,
writers
God,
of the
God,
module.
No. Please fault.
Who failed to take fucking notes?
Who failed to provide us with a recap?
We could argue about this all night, about
Yeah,
whether
but
or not
only one
it's
of
my
us would be
job
right,
to
and it'd
recap
be-
something that you should have been taking notes for the entire time. But let's just agree to disagree and that I'm right. So,
Well, we're definitely not agreeing on that part because I'm right.
yeah, not so much.
See, this is why I'm a better GM than you because it's like I always want to have provided an update or recap
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I'm
Sure.
awesome.
Anyhow,
Always,
so
every time.
let's get back on track and stay on track, please. So,
Okay, all right. So Just to recap my mind, so I can go off and kind of like role play some bullshit.
Mhm.
So the mayor.
Well, why don't we start at the beginning, and we'll work our way up to the mayor. So Delph
We
looks at
had
you,
previously.
So
and
what is the beginning?
Delph looks at you and says, "I sent you to the Denoran consulate to investigate the death of a woman on a fence."
Oh, wait a minute. Has it been that long since we've checked in with him?
No, he wants you to start from the beginning because uh, the everything that's gone on, he wants to have it all recorded.
I think we gave up on that really quick, and then we're just going all over the place doing random stuff.
Yeah, well, now we're back on the main quest line. So.
Well, but hold on. Also, I mean, I think I'm not sure. Did we only give our statement to Liam?
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
I don't even know if we ever even went to Delph. Even.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Because like, I mean, I don't recall. When you went over, he said, "Oh, I sent you off to do this thing right here." I'm like, "Holy crap! Have we really not checked in with him?" And you're right. I think we went to see Liam after we went over and we picked up the Dragonborn Bros.
Right.
And then we put out a fire. No, because we put the fire
The
out.
fires, and then the Dragonborn.
Is where we got the
brothers,
Dragonborn brothers. And then there was some reason or other that we had to go see the mayor. Like we knew that he was behind some stuff or something like that. We decided to go.
No, that was because we went to see the Dying Skyseer guy. Never. And then we had to go to the mayor to get permission to go up to the haunted. What was it called? The hill.
Cauldron Hill.
Cauldron Hill. Yeah.
Cauldron Hill.
Yeah, but it's like I think he gave us the permission. We went up there with the Skyseer.
Yeah.
And we did all that stuff and like that. But the whole thing with the mayor was after, because we went to his house.
Oh yes.
There was a whole bunch of like I think either possessed people or
no, his house staff.
Okay, was it just the house staff that was attacking us, or was it like
the house staff and a few criminals from the Kel Guild?
Okay. Well, yeah, but wasn't it something that had to do with like the witch oil or something?
Yeah. So let's go back to the beginning part. So Delph sent you to the Denoran consulate to investigate the suspicious death of Nalasa Hume, who was found impaled on the fence, half on Denoran consulate soil, half in Flint. So Delph is looking at his paperwork here, and he says, "Did you ever figure out who actually killed the poor girl?"
It was the shadow guy. It was the shadow guy.
Well, there was conflicting reports that went over and said that there was some sort of shadowy figure that pushed her from the window and shot her, or actually that she was trying to flee from the window and then she was shot. Right. I think she had 2 bullet wounds in her back, but she wasn't dead when she landed on the ground or when she landed on the fence. There was some Dr. Recklinghausen came and Nalasa gave him some paperwork. Or gave him what did she give him?
She gave him
deeds.
The deeds, the deeds she found in the consular's office, as well as her pendant.
Okay. So from there.
And right now, I'm going to have tell you that you pull the pendant out of one of your bags and set it on the desk as evidence.
Okay. So
along with the deeds.
Okay. So we got all that, and then and we also got there was like the bonds ticket. She had that. We found that on her, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we followed that clue and we went to the Parody Wake district.
Yeah, that's where Liam is.
Yeah, where we checked in with Agent Liam.
Actually, you checked in with Felicia. She's the one that gave you the info.
Okay, yeah. So we checked in with her, and she went over and gave us the information about Nalasa and where she was. Also gave us the information to find her adopted father.
Yeah.
Okay, and what the hell was his name again?
Lord
Massard.
Seacham.
Oh no, Seacham. Who the hell's Massard? Oh, okay, that's. See, you got a bunch of names in here that are so old.
Where are you seeing that name?
I'm looking at the important characters. I didn't go all the way down.
That's just my list.
Yeah, this is an old list. Anyway, so we went and we met with Seacham, who I don't know. What information did we get off of him?
He told you that she had been in
Working with
contact with Gale. Yeah.
Okay. So oh, and then
And at the mention of Gale, Delft looks up at you as if you've piqued his interest. Tell me more about this interaction with Gale. What did
I'm
you
so
learn
glad that
about
picked
this?
up his interest. I'm so glad that piqued his interest. You know, I'm just going over giving him this debrief, and I'm boring him apparently. Anyway, oh, so she's working with Gale, and I'm not. Oh, and then apparently Gale is not the one who's been setting the fires, which we found out. Yeah, apparently she's not the one that's been setting the fires, and then when did the thing at the opera house or the theater?
Okay.
Where did that fall into that?
So that happened after you met with Gale, and he doesn't know that you met with Gale yet.
Okay, should we tell him that?
I would.
Okay, so okay. So did Seacham set up a meeting for us to meet with Gale, or
that was the Sky
older
Seer?
One.
Okay, the
His
Sky
uncle.
Seer. Okay, so I forget what the hell did Seacham do? Did he tell us to go check out the Sky Seer?
Seacham sent you to go check on his uncle because his uncle was dying.
Because he's been ill and he was dying, so we wanted to check on him. So we go up to see the Sky Seer. The Sky Seer is like, oh, you know, I've had these visions, but you know, I get better visions at the top of this haunted hill. So you need to get permission for us to go up there. So then we go and we visit the mayor, whatever the hell his name is.
Reed McBannon.
Reed McBannon. We go visit the mayor. We say, hey, we need to go up here.
And that's where you first met the shadow guy. It was his butler.
Quinn, right?
Well,
no. That's when we met the butler, not the shadow guy.
The shadow guy was the butler.
I understand that, but we didn't know he was the shadow guy.
I still don't know who a shadow guy is and what you guys are talking about.
The shadow guy that shot Nalasa.
Yeah. His name was.
Still assumed that was the ambassador guy who shot her.
No, it was. Where is it?
That was who Labrix was protecting because it looked really bad for the ambassador. But
it also looked like the ambassador might be a lycanthrope, if I remember correctly, because it looked like she'd been clawed.
That's what you had thought at first, yeah.
Oh.
But the shadow guy also had claws.
I don't know what I missed, but that's still what I'm thinking. Like, when did we?
Apparently, the shadow guy's got claws. Apparently, the shadow guy's got claws. I don't remember that part either.
I'm pretty sure he does.
I'm looking for his name.
Let's just call him Bubba for now. So, so do we know for certain that Bubba's the one that went over and killed Nalasa, or okay? So he was a shadowy guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently the ambassador was a red herring. Very tricky, sis. Anyway, so
Cillian Creed.
Yes, that was it. Killian Creed. Yes. Okay. So the mayor goes over and says, "Yeah, sure, you can go up there, but." I don't know. I forget what the hell he said, but anyway, so we go over and we
had to take these special pendants.
Yes. Okay. So we go up to the top of Cauldron Hill. We get attacked by I think a bunch of undead.
Undead and weird beasts and shit.
Weird creepy shit and everything. So anyway, so while we're up there, the Skyseer has a vision where he sees a building on fire, and that the building belongs to Seacham.
Yeah, his nephew.
Yeah. Okay. So we, run all the way down the hill. We, dash our asses off to, Seacham's place. We get there. The place isn't on fire, but there's people in an alley getting ready to set the fire. And it turns out it's a couple of Dragonborn.
And Delph stops you there and he says, I do see that we had prisoners transferred from Parody Lake
was I
District.
done?
Are you saying that to him?
Yes, I am. I
Well,
wasn't done.
I know. He's saying, I understand. I'm confirming what I have here so that you can continue. But I have Eberardo and Volando, the Dragonborn brothers, that were arrested on charges of arson.
Don't let up. Attack.
Which is
attack.
Which is exactly what I would have told you if you just shh for a minute.
Yeah, get him.
So Delph nods to you.
Can I continue?
Please.
So anyway, so we managed to go over and stop them from torching the place. Or did they torch the place? But
they tried to.
Okay.
No, we stopped them.
We were able to stop them from torching the place. We defeated.
I think only 2 people were knocked unconscious in that fight.
Allegedly.
He doesn't know that.
No, I'm saying that out of character. Sorry.
We were able to defeat all of the enemies, and we subdued the Dragonborn brothers and arrested them and brought them to Liam and Felicia at the Parody Lake jail, whatever. So we incarcerated, the precinct. So we took care of that, and then this is where I get a little bit fuzzy. I forget what happened after that. Oh, and it's like I know at one point.
Out of character, that's when you went to bed and you're woken by Katya, who asked you to go save her son.
Oh, this is where we went gambling. Yes.
No, that's where we went to go rescue her at the gambling house, which we did heroically and not through gambling.
So we did that. At what point did we go after Recklinghausen?
It was later after you saw Gale, it was after Gale and after the Opera House. You went and to save Recklinghausen at the church.
Okay, so we saved Katya's kid.
So tell me a little more about saving Mel and Katya's son. What happened there?
I will pass this one off to Agent Gadget over there. He can explain it better than me.
What am I supposed to explain? I have no idea what's going on. I'm busy looking online to try and find an actual synopsis of the adventure that I can just read and understand what happened.
This part, when we're done here, I'll send you the modules. But this part is about the side mission where you got your plot of land.
Yeah, you'd think you'd remember how you got you won your house, remember?
Yeah.
I won. And then we're done with it.
Do what?
One, we got the deed to that place, and then
Delft is like the deed to what place?
Shouldn't have to know about it because now we're gonna have to turn that in.
So, how did you get a deed to a house? What happened?
Legally.
That's all I can say.
It just happened. Don't worry about it.
We just came upon it, and it's like, not a big deal. Don't worry about it. So anyway,
I don't remember. Like, we went there, and weren't we like threatened with violence and death if we didn't actually participate in the
No.
I really don't remember.
You were there to try to win back the deed and try to locate.
We needed to get the deed to males. Yeah, because we were
like a gambling thing until we showed up.
I mean, wait, what?
We knew it was even like a gambling event or anything like that until we showed up, though, I thought.
Right. Yeah, you went there to try to investigate. You found out that there was a No, she told you there was a tournament going on, and that you could enter and try to win back the tavern. Ultimately, Toty
Lost it. Didn't they just take it away from them?
do what?
They lost it. Was it like? Didn't they just come and take
No, Mel gambled it away.
something? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And when he refused to
Worse than
hand
that,
over
I
the
thought it
deed,
was.
they kidnapped his son, and then Katya handed over the deed, but they kept the son too. And
I think it makes a little bit more sense now. Because I guess, I don't know, I missed the part where he gambled it away, and I just thought it was like some random,
you were watching YouTube.
I don't think so, because I never played.
So Toty ended up winning the pot, and in the pot was some gold, which ended up getting confiscated. The the deed to Mel's Tavern and the deed to the other boot. And during the night,
Down or something.
do what?
It was actually like burnt down or something, right?
Yeah, during the night, the soggy boot was burnt down, uh, and you're not sure exactly who did it, but you have your suspicion it was the sea elves. And then
Fucking sea elves.
Mel, Katya, and their son showed up at the other boot, which you named your tavern and place of residence. And ultimately, you allowed Dorothy to invite Mama June to run the bakery.
Yeah.
And you've
Allow
got
the dwarfs to set up there against all my.
Yeah. Against your sword's will.
Yep.
And then you had the Taliesin, the half elf, who is like the property manager for you, who is smitten with Aera.
Oh yes,
In
remember
the
that part.
process of trying to blow something up.
Allegedly.
Part though.
So the next day, or later that day, you went over and you met with Gale, who gave you a spell to track the planar power, planar energies, as well
yeah,
as
that's
the
right.
bird. And Delph kind of acknowledges the bird as you're telling him about this.
Wait, Gale gave us the bird? That's rude.
Depends on what kind of bird it was. Anyhow, after that, you went to your meeting with Lorcan Kell at the Opera House, where you saw the parody of Unit
Murdered some
27.
hobo in front of us.
Yeah, where they like outright stabbed the guy in the face.
Yeah, like right in front of us, and we couldn't say anything because they had like a whole bunch of people in front of surrounding us.
And Delph looks at you and he says, "You managed to survive a face-to-face encounter with Lorcan Kell, leader of the Kell Guild.
Yep, because we're awesome like that.
Yeah, no biggie.
What
I
kind
think
of
the big surprise is
leverage
that he
does
managed
he
to
have on
survive
you
it.
at this point?
I
Actually,
don't think he has any leverage on us at this point.
Did he make you an offer of some kind?
That we couldn't refuse. Other than him going over and killing somebody right in front of us, I don't particularly remember exactly what happened.
And you didn't try to arrest him for murder?
Quite a bit.
You're perfectly welcome to go arrest him whenever you want.
Seriously.
And given that one up yet, just so you know, it's still on our radar.
Okay.
Actually, if I remember correctly, didn't they take our weapons?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And we're surrounded, basically.
Yeah.
I see. Point taken. So,
but you're more than welcome to go and try and do it yourself if you like.
Do you know anything about the massive explosion and devastation that occurred at the Opera House that same day?
What? This is the first Dorothy, am hearing of this.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Delph.
Somehow?
You're cutting out there, Paul.
Asking if did it harm his operations there?
We're not sure how it affected the Kell Guild itself, but the Opera House is going to have to be rebuilt from scratch. It's going to actually have to be demolished completely and then rebuilt. Hopefully, it'll be rebuilt in time for the royal wedding.
What royal wedding?
Well, don't you remember the rumors of the royal wedding between King Aiden and
the Tiefling?
Yeah, the one that you handed off Axis Island to, like 2 months
ago. If it doesn't involve pastries, I mean, we don't really follow it.
No. It's like, I'm so not into royal weddings.
Well, at least you keep to your own circles. I mean, you're not stepping out of bounds.
I don't pay attention to that, that royal family reality TV show bullshit. Anyway, so the Opera House blew up. We had no idea what happened there. Anyway,
and that's when you recovered Mel's son then.
Okay, yeah.
Did they say why they kidnapped him?
They're dicks.
They were too stupid to realize that it was a RHC, the son of an RHC agent.
Honestly, I don't think Delph's going to care if he knows. Like, I'll tell him. Like, basically, there was a debt owed that Mel wasn't paying.
I see. Yeah. And honestly, the Kell Guild, they weren't behind the kidnapping. It was the Sirens, the Sea Elves. They kidnapped it and handed over the kid to the Kell Guild because they kind of are subcontractors of them. And Kell was like, no, we don't do that kind of thing. Here, give him back. So that's what went down there.
Yep.
And also at that point, that's where Dorothy located the lizard.
Oh, that's right. She did find the lizard.
Yeah.
The lizard's been unconscious in her bag since then.
Unconscious.
Yeah, he's
pretty sure he's dead by now.
Don't worry about it. Dorothy has it well in hand.
Yeah. So after that is when you you were told by Kell where to find the doctor, which was your next link. The doctor was being held at a church in the Nettles, and he didn't tell you that he was being held there under his protection at the doctor's request.
So we bust in going over. I'm like, oh, you know what? These are these guys going over and like kidnap the doctor and take him down. And the doctor's like flipping out. Why the hell are you killing them? They were my protection. And like, oops, our bad.
It doesn't matter. We don't like those guys anyway.
No, we didn't. Anyway, so okay. So while we're talking to the doctor, we hear like noises down the hallway where Cillian Creed and the mayor.
Quintel.
Oh, Leon Quintel.
Yeah, he's the Metalmancer guy.
Okay, so it wasn't the mayor. So
yeah, the mayor wasn't at that point.
Okay, so Cillian Creed and this other guy go over and they lock us in, and they're like, send out the doctor or we're gonna kill you or something like that. So they lock us in, and I think what did they do? Did they set fire to the place or?
No, they set.
No, they tried to blow it
bombs.
Up. That's right, but we found like this secret passageway that led out past the door. So we were able to get out of there. Of course, Cillian and the other guy went over. They had already gotten the hell out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
And
you did the whole action movie fleeing from the explosion jump thing.
Oh yeah, of course. It was awesome.
And that's where Aera found her bow.
Okay, and then so what happened to the doctor at that point? Did he just leave or?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what happened to him after that.
So after that, you you recognized Creed from McBannon's house, and they did a little exposition saying that they were going to kill the Skyseer
Never.
in Dawn Square.
Okay, so we went to rescue the Skyseer.
Right, you ended up at a warehouse just outside of Dawn Square, following the trail of energy using that spell.
And then we fought like some, was it some golems or something? Something had to do with witch oil.
The Skyseer wasn't at the warehouse as far as I know. He was like in the middle of some kind of like courtyard park area,
right?
Talking to the masses, and then we had to fight off a bunch of undead and some undead panther things.
You followed the trail of planar energy to the warehouse, where you found the golem and you found the technicians that had been working on the flayed jaguars.
Okay.
The flayed jaguars had been released and were attacking the square, which is where you were protecting, fighting the undead and the jaguars to protect Seacham, the Skyseer.
Okay.
Ultimately, he ended up dying. A combination of combat injury, old age, and extreme exertion trying to protect people. After he gave his speech and the fight. I mean, he died a hero's death too, so.
Okay. So it's like, because we knew that Cillian Creed was behind this, that's when we decided to go to the mayor's house. And then it turns out that we find out that the mayor's involved in it too. They try to kill us and we take them out.
Okay.
Does it sound right?
Yeah. Accurate.
Thank God. All right, and I think that was it. I think that was the last of it.
Then we found their little shed and went down below, where they were like pumping this witch oil stuff out of the ground or something. I don't.
Yeah, we saved the town or whatever.
Well,
nothing big.
But Toty and Dorothy figured out that the witch oil was being pumped through a device that was essentially bringing it over from a different plane. It was that little tube, and it was acting like a spigot to transport the witch oil from the like a shadowy plane over to, called the Bleak Gate, over to the major plane, or the normal reality of existence, and they were collecting it in that big reservoir. And you managed to kill Cillian Creed, and he fell into the vat of witch oil as he died.
I mean, we didn't kill him. He just fell into that vat of witch oil.
Well, you
which means he's going to come back as like some guy who's going to go over and fuck us up later.
But I want to go. As you were fighting, you managed to see the shadow claws that he created out of like his arm, and they matched up to the wounds that Nalasa had on her face and neck that the consulate had tried to heal and hide. Paul, you said something about wanting to go back?
Oh, I know I asked about this before when it came up during one of our sessions and we're recapping what happened. And I think you just yelled at me for not paying attention, and I don't know if I actually got an answer. Who is the doctor? Like, why were we even looking for him in the first place?
Because passerbys had seen him talking to Nalasa. He was honestly in the wrong place at the wrong time and got caught up in it. He was not really involved, other than he talked to her as she was dying and he couldn't save her. She handed him the pendant and the papers, the deeds, as the evidence, and he fled for his life. And he was telling you all that in the church.
Walked up to her when she was dying, and okay.
Yeah, because he was leaving the consulate. He had a meeting there that morning. He was leaving as she flew out the window and fell onto the fence. And like, it happened right as he's walking by. He was trying to help her, but he couldn't. So she gave him all that stuff and he fled. And it turned out that the officer that had beat you to the House of Bluebirds, that searched the doctor's room, was Cillian Creed in disguise.
Was her Her adopted dad was Seacham. Okay, yeah, because I was assuming the person that ran off the stuff was Seacham for some reason, and that just stuck in my head.
Yeah,
So with the doctor.
This entire adventure is essentially like a whodunit with so many twists and turns. Like it should be a 2-hour special on TV. Not even an hour-long show.
Names are not a strong suit for me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good now.
Okay, so Delph looks at you and asks, "Oh, there was one thing you forgot to point out to him. It was about the raid on the Gnome shop, as well as the raid on the Bayou Wharf." So he asks you, "How did the two gnomes come into this?"
We're basically following up on a receipt that is involved with
Yeah, there was a receipt that Nawasa had on her body that had was a receipt for a bunch of things that she probably shouldn't have been having. So we followed up on that.
Right.
And while it really had no bearing per se on our investigation, it turned out that they were doing something illegal.
Yeah,
led
they
us to the
were
shop.
selling contraband.
We got there and they were they were being pretty shady, and that one thing led to another, and we ended up in a fight with them because they realized we were kind of getting onto their shady business plans there, selling illegal potions. So we took them in, were able to get the information for the wharf, which is some buyers, I guess, for their goods.
Yeah, well, that's where the exchange was going down for the wands and other magical equipment.
What are these wands that you speak of? We have no wands.
Dan. Oh, Dan.
What?
Yeah, that was totally convincing.
I do not know what you're talking about. I, Dorothy, only tell the truth.
Well, that's not true, so just lied.
So, and then we're going to do just a quick once over of inventories.
Where I get to keep my wand of guiding bolts forever?
Well, we'll talk about that here in a minute.
I know we had to turn the wands in last time, so I assume we have to turn them in this time.
Well, you don't have to, but you probably should.
There's no consequences, right, for keeping them? Great.
So Delph looks at you and says, "I want to go back to a few things that we've kind of glossed over. Since you've been so extremely busy, and there hasn't been a lot of chance to check in as you normally would, what do you have to declare as part of this investigation? Evidence and otherwise. Anything that would be considered income or have a monetary value needs to be recorded."
I declare a mistrial.
I declare that we are awesome enough that we deserve everything we find.
I declare I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
For a minute, he's like, I hadn't thought about that before, but I guess my new home, does that count? Like, I feel like I earned that, but
well,
it was on the clock.
Technically, you won that, quote unquote, legally? Legitimately?
Fair and square?
Gambling isn't technically illegal, he says.
Very good then.
However, it does fall into a gray area where it could be construed as something earned during the course of a criminal investigation. However, since you were doing something as a favor to a former agent, I'm going to let this one slide. So the property that you earned
Are you feeling okay, sir?
He looks at you a little perturbed, and he says, I'm going to let this one slide. However, in the future, if there are major monetarily impacting items that come up, they need to be reported. And he references the gear that you got from Adamantium and says, since you were not actively on an investigation, those items are not involved in the investigation and are yours to keep.
Yay!
Was there anything else that was earned? Potions, gifts, anything that we need to declare?
All right. So in my inventory, I have the canary in a coal mine, which I think we already declared.
Yeah, so you'll need to remove that.
I had the detect
Unless you're
planar
going to
energy
request to keep
ritual.
it.
No, I think I'm gonna. I don't even think I have the bonuses or whatever in my sheet. I think I
Okay.
just have.
The ritual, since you've already learned it, you can turn in the actual copy of it, but you still retain the spell on your spell list.
Okay.
Now I've got the wand of magic detection, which I think is a wand that I picked up
It was.
course of the investigation. And other than, I don't know if there's anything else on mine. It's like, it's the rapier, the +1 rapier, and the engraved pistols.
The
Those
engraved
declarable?
pistols, the +1 rapier was as part of the investigation, so you need to
Okay.
declare that.
All right, I declare I got a +1 rapier.
Okay, are you going to turn it in?
Fuck no.
So you intend to keep it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So he marks that down. I'm actually going to create a note for this. All right. And are you turning in the wand of magic detection?
Yeah, because I don't think that is the most exciting
Okay, so
gear I could have gotten. So I can get rid of that.
I'm going to drag that to the party sheet. Actually, just delete it off your inventory. There's also another wand on your sheet, Andy.
Yeah, but I don't remember where that one came from. I remember the
same
last one
place.
came. Was it from the same place?
Yeah.
I'd
Do
like
you
to
intend
keep
to
that one.
declare it?
I will declare it, but I'd like to keep it if I may.
Delft says, unfortunately, we will have to confiscate that. I will look into having a lesser version of it made available to you in the very near future.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Take him out. Use the wand to get escape. Use the wand to escape, Andy.
So leave the wand of invisibility on your sheet, but you'll end up getting one that has a limited charges on it instead.
I thought this thing already had unlimited limited charges on it.
It actually, if I remember correctly, it didn't have charges on it.
It's 5 charges.
I think wands in D&D 5e like have a chance to recover some every day.
Yeah. So it was going to be, I think it was going to turn into a wand that had a set number of charges ever rather than recharging. Because invisibility magic, you have to have special permits and licenses for. Same thing with extended flight magic.
Extended what? Flight?
Yeah. Anything that lets you fly for more than like a round or two is illegal. Let's see, wooden stake. Dan, the wand of guiding bolt. Do you intend to declare it?
I declare it, but I hug it, and I'm like, I don't want to. I want to keep it. It's so great. I declare it though.
Okay. I'll mark it down that you want to keep it. Let's see.
It's delightfully phallic shaped.
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
I said it's delightfully phallic shaped. Like a penis. It's shaped like a penis.
Okay. Nobody touch it.
So there are a couple of potions. A potion of haste on Kaylee's sheet, and then a potion of fire giant strength on Brandon's sheet. They're not illegal, so they're things that you can declare and keep. So, Brandon, do you want to keep the potion of fire giant strength?
Yes.
Okay.
You never know when that might come in handy.
Oh,
Agreed.
That's not right.
What's not
What?
right?
That's exactly what it looks like. I don't know why you guys are acting all weird. It's a perfectly normal shape for a wand.
Oh my god. Oh my.
That's just dirty.
Okay, so I'm assuming that we're gonna have Kaylee keep or Aera keep the potion of haste, because that's gonna be super useful if needed.
I agree.
Yeah, basically, Kaylee has bracers, her bow bracers. That might have been part of the
bracers,
thing.
yeah, she'll want to declare those.
And her bow, she got on the job as well. Well, that's the bow. It's just not here twice, basically.
Her halfling spine bow. And I'm not seeing much else on here that needs to be. Oh, the gloves of swimming and oh no, Dorothy got those from Addie.
Yes.
Explosives from warehouse cart, Dan. Those are no longer on your sheet.
Yeah, I know.
Because what's his name? Taliesin used them to blow up the
Yeah, I haven't
opera
updated
house.
my sheet in a while, so yeah,
It's okay.
it's fine.
The combat matrix we're not touching. The cloak of protection, I think, came from. Where did the cloak of protection on Kaylee's sheet come from? Was that from Addie or was that from the investigation?
I don't remember. I think either the cloak or the bracers. One of them came from Addie, and I don't remember which one.
The bracers came from the bandits heading up to see the Skyseer for the first time.
From Addie, because I think we all got something out of Addie, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that must have come from there, because that's pretty much the only other thing left on there, I think.
All right, so that's really everything. I don't see anything else that's questionable. Now, there are 4 items still in the party sheet that no one has claimed. 4 potions of healing and 1 cloak of resistance to fire. So, does someone
As a
want
short sword, he would
what?
short sword. He would have to declare that, but he would request to keep it, obviously.
The short sword I thought came from Addie, didn't it?
With all the wands and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're gonna request to keep the sword.
That as well. I don't know. I don't know if it talks or anything.
It was.
Well, it's certainly not evil, so I mean, it's perfectly fine.
I mean,
to
it
keep
just wants to kill dwarves. I mean, that's normal, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. One doesn't want to kill anyone. It's just a sword. I don't know why you're giving it all these like emotions and feelings.
All right, so the potions, are you guys going to hold on to the potions of healing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So drag those to your sheets from the party sheet, please. And does someone want to take the cloak of resistance to fire?
If no one else wants it, I'll take it.
Okay.
That's fine with me. Is
A potion of healing, so if someone doesn't have one, there's still one left in there.
I'm grabbing it now.
Gargenyn weak to fire?
No.
It would help though when I go into beast mode because I'm more prone to elemental damage.
All right, yeah, I thought there was something. So yeah, no, that you should definitely take it. That makes the most sense.
Okay. And then I will update Gargenyn with fire resistance. Okay, so Delft sends you off and gives you a short break. It's going to be a couple weeks before your next mission, since this one was so high profile. In that 2-week period, you're going to have a little downtime. Is there anything that anyone wants to do?
Yes, I give back Aaron, the Ayakoka, back her lizard, which is definitely still alive, regardless of what
Yes.
other members of this group are insinuating.
Okay.
Assuming Dorothy will want to set up or try to get Mama June set up.
Yeah. And Toty is able to go off and build a new contact, finally.
I think I wrote stuff down for him.
You did.
Going to set up that empty room as my warehouse or my workroom.
Okay. So you, over the course of the 2 weeks, Mama June has set up shop in the bakery, and the bakery is doing a booming business. They are some of the best pastries and sweets in the district. And
yeah.
the tavern is doing even better business than the Soggy Boot ever did. And Mel is, a little confused as to why this tavern is doing so well compared to his that was doing so poorly, and they were barely breaking even.
Not naming your bar the Saki Boot's probably a good start.
Katya seems to think it has something to do with the fact that the other boot is essentially directly across the street from headquarters of the RHC. And the fact that the pastries are also right next door to it, that patrons are more frequently stopping and getting like breakfast and popping in next door to the tavern.
You would think
for
a tavern
morning
directly across the street from a police station would be like dead.
No, it's like
Yeah,
because
it's gonna be a
everyone
cop
goes there. Yeah, it's a cop bar essentially.
Oh, okay.
But people in the area, they like the fact that it's run by the RHC. It's got high profile RHC agents as essentially the owners, and it's got a former RHC veteran running it. So it's kind of got that wow factor to it.
Yeah, veteran's kind of a little bit of a stretch of the word, but okay.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, Katya's a woman, so I mean, can't trust what she's saying. Can't listen to it. Can't be right. So all this is just negated.
Dwarves.
So-
I don't feel like I need to say anything more than that.
Wait, what?
And they're dwarves. Like, that's all we have to say.
So, over the course of the first week, Katya and Mama June were not getting along at all. They were constantly butting heads.
I can see that.
So, Dan, Toty, or Dan and Paul, what can you two do to get these two very strong-willed, personality women to get along?
Get rid of Katya. I mean, right, Paul? Right? That's initiative. Yes.
Sounds about right.
You really didn't want to be this involved in this stuff. Let's see.
Well, I mean, you can delegate this to Taliesin if you want.
Well, it's just
He's going to point out, like, you guys having your businesses side by side like this and being able to work together a little bit, like it's only going to hurt or help both of you. Like,
plus they have
you guys
so
found
much
a
in
couple
common.
specialties that are really good drunk people foods. You know what I'm saying? Like some really rich, like honestly, I'm not sure what would be good drunk food as far as pastries go. But I mean, you guys could work with each other and synergize off of this a little bit.
Okay. So, based off of that, Katya and Mama June sit down with Taliesin and they work out a agreement for Mama June to bake some things specifically for the tavern, and that the tavern will provide certain ingredients and things that she would normally have to buy elsewhere directly to her, since they have enough space to make things like beers and ales that she can use to make some of her breads.
It's good.
Good job, Paul. You totally nailed that shit.
And also, the tavern will not sell coffee because that will be Mama June's realm of expertise. Just like Mama June won't sell any alcoholic beverages because that'll be the tavern's expertise. So they're going to work together. You know, they're still probably going to butt heads from time to time.
Fun.
Now, you are sent a package from Delft during your downtime. Essentially, a courier brings each of you a small stipend, which I'm going to send to your sheets now.
Ooh, money.
And when I say small, it's going to be 2,500 gold each.
Could be bigger.
That's what she said.
Yes.
Child's
I think you're cutting out a bit, Paul.
oh, I can probably look at it, can I? Not right. That's why I was asking.
What?
She's 5 levels of fighter and she has less hit points than rogue. I'm gonna make a character on points already. I'm gonna double check it on the character builder.
Okay.
I can do the math.
I mean, I don't know if she's got like. I mean, I know that Dorothy has a lot of Constitution. She's got 16.
No. I was
so.
looking at. She should have more than a rogue with the same Constitution. This level she have 11, and then you get per level with the D10. So 7 plus her Constitution. So plus. But yeah, she didn't get. She should be at 39. Maybe just scrolled up on her level in the sheet.
Could be.
I'm going to put it down to 32 again, scroll her level down. Up the module.
So, Dan, in order to keep your wand of guiding bolt, it's going to cost you 1,500 gold.
Done and done.
Okay, so deduct that from your sheet. And let's see, the +1 rapier should be an uncommon, I think.
What's this? You're buying something?
I'm breaking down the cost of the items that you're keeping. So an uncommon +1 weapon is going to be, according to this chart, I don't know how accurate this is, uncommon magic items should be around 500 gold. So Andy and Paul deduct 500 each.
Oh, is the RC making us pay for our items we're keeping?
Yeah, out of your stipend.
So now I get 2,000.
Yes. And
They're, like,
then
automatically applied to us?
I applied the stipend already to your sheets.
It dropped on our character sheets, right?
Yeah.
Subtract 500.
Yeah. What else was there? Where'd my list go?
You're right. She has to account for.
I don't remember what quality the bow was, though. I didn't put a rarity in it. It's a +1 longbow with a magic item, so that's going to be rare. So we'll say it's 1,000. The air bracers. Let me check those. They're rare. So the bracers will be 750 gold. Actually, we'll make the bracers 600 gold. So if you'll deduct that from her list too. The cloak, Brandon, is, we're going to say 100 gold. So deduct that from your sheet, please. And I think that's everything.
I'd like to buy a ring of invisibility, please.
No. You need permission to do that. You can, however, try to have the RHC acquire some magic items for you. I believe, Paul, you were wanting a bag of holding.
No, I had the one before, but
Yeah, you were wanting to replace it at one point. Did you still want to try to replace it?
holdings are nice, but I don't know that I need one.
Okay. Are there any magic items that you guys want to... Oh, here comes Cali. Any magic items that you guys want to invest in?
Looked at magic items in 5e as much with the way they did them, where it's all more nebulous and they're not like available to buy and all that stuff.
Right. So if there's a magic item up to rare quality that you want, I'll see if it's something that can be doable.
I don't even know, like, yeah, because I never look, because I assume that it's all just like you get whatever you find.
Pretty much. But I didn't know if there was something specific that you guys are wanting to try to find or try to have located for you.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, you just you're
Hey.
coming right before we start the next section here.
Okay.
How you feeling?
A report and stuff.
Fine.
You sound tired.
Yeah.
So, Kaylee, was there any magic item that you were wanting to have the bosses try to locate for you?
No.
Okay. So, it's been about 2 weeks since you guys did your debrief with Delft. Oh, just so you know, Kaylee, you guys received a stipend of 2,500 gold, which out of which you paid for your new bow and your magic bracers.
I
And you
have
still have
another new bow?
no the one that you found. You had to account for it because
Basically,
you have to buy it from the RHC.
Oh.
yeah, with RC, anything we find on the job we're supposed to turn in, and if we don't, it basically comes out of our stipend.
Like,
Declare it, but then they'll probably find out eventually, and it'll cause problems.
Right. Oh, Andy, your wand of invisibility that you wanted to keep. We need to pay for that too.
All right, just give me a total. I know I've got to take 500 out, so, and I don't know if I need to pay for my pistols.
The pistols were gifted to you by Addie.
what about arrows?
You can buy those at cost.
I want
Um,
a
Go ahead.
master's amulet. That would be good.
What does a master's amulet do?
The amulet lets you control Shield Guardian.
Do you have a shield guardian?
So I would need the Shield Guardian to go with it. Slain too. I don't actually want a Master Shield or thing. I just in the
Okay, so
How
Andy,
much do arrows cost?
I'll look it up.
and some unbreakable arrows. Just because it's cool. Stuff now, trying to see if there's anything. But
A quiver of 20 arrows cost 1 gold.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I need to restock on bullets too.
Bullets will cost the same. A stack of 20 or a sack of 20 bullets is 1 gold.
So do I just reduce my gold?
Yeah. And then add a quiver into your
shoot,
sheet.
let me. Oh, you already released her for me.
I did.
Her cloak of protection should give a +1 to saves too. I don't know if that's been accounted for on her thing.
I don't know.
And does
We'll
both.
have to look. Make a note of it, and we can check it later. Let's see. So Andy, add another 1,000 gold for a invisibility item. It'll have up to 3 charges.
Common ring.
All right, so
You know what?
20. What?
Actually, instead of, let me see how much a potion of invisibility would be. Ooh, potion of invisibility is very rare. So they will let you keep a wand that's got 5 total charges ever of invisibility. Because it's not a recharging one, the price is reduced, so it'll be 1,000 gold for that.
Okay,
Sounds about right.
So from 2,500, 1,000 from that, and then the 500 for the something else.
For the rapier, yeah.
For
So
the
you've
rapier.
got 1,000 left.
Okay.
Because I'm looking, a ring of invisibility is a legendary item, as is a cloak. So yeah, no. The potion of invisibility, it should cost you technically 5,000 per charge, but we're gonna fudge that a little bit.
What?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Crazy.
But like I said, we're
What?
gonna fudge it a little bit. And Brandon, was there anything in particular that you thought you could use? Brandon? Bueller?
Domo?
You start to talk, I think, there.
Oh. Was there anything that you thought you could use that you wanted?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
How
Alright.
much would a uncommon ring cost?
Depends on the ring.
Couple I'm looking at and would not be against having. I'm thinking for the ring is it could tie in with, or any of the options, if any of them sound okay to you, is it could tie in with my contact and how I met him, and basically could be like something I'm adding to my suit instead of just a ring.
Okay. What options are we looking at?
All right, so ring of swimming, so some kind of set up with his armor that lets him move in the water as well pretty fast, like he does on land.
Mm-hmm.
Swim speed's what it gives. Ring of warmth, just because, you know, it'd be cool, I guess. Water walking is another option. Although I sort of get that at 9th level.
Yeah. An uncommon ring, we'll say it would be 500 gold.
Like
for the ring
reasonable
of swimming.
options. Okay. Then.
For a ring of water walking, that would probably be a little more. That would fall closer towards the rare side of uncommon. And I'd say probably about 750.
About the ring of warmth.
That would be close to 500.
Since cold damage too, that's good. I was just thinking about keeping warm. It's gonna start getting chilly soon, probably. At least I think it's been summertime so far here, right?
Yeah. It's pretty much summer right now.
Do both those rings then, the water or swimming and the warmth, for
Okay.
a total 500. Were they both 500?
There's swimming and warmth, yeah. So you are called back.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Know if I had ever told them who my contact was. It's
You do
Brune
not.
Backner. It's a super grumpy orc. He supplies hard to find technomantic reagents. Tends to wear purple clothing that's a little too tight. It's kind of got a greenish tint to his skin.
Oh, so what is he, Thanos?
Thanos was purple. He's the Hulk, Andy. He's the Hulk.
Oh yeah, I only caught the part of it. Whatever.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because you're Tony Stark. Yeah. I got it.
Hey, the items thing doesn't have magic items in it. That's.
You have to load the DM's guide, I think.
Forgot it was in that separate.
And that should be available to load, I think. So you're called back into the headquarters, and you are met by 3 people, and you're not in Delph's office. Delph actually says, we're not going to be meeting here. We're actually being called into the boss's office down the hall.
The boss.
I'm going to pull up a map here for you.
Magic items. Others able to see magic items in the item thing?
I can.
Maybe if I switch to this? No.
Be right back.
Try load. Oh, wait, that's not the right one.
Got the Dungeon Master's Guide loaded.
I know I can see them. So if I have to, I can locate them later and put them on your sheet.
Something in myself, but I was just going to try and drag and drop them, but that's fine.
Okay. Oh, I'm missing a token.
Sorry about that, Lee, by the way. Alex stopped by and dropped off dinner.
Oh, okay.
He was in the neighborhood, so he picked me up barbecue.
Well, you should have shared.
He did. I ate it, and he ate it. We shared it with each other.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, so you are brought into this office, room 17 on the map. It is the office of Lady Inspectress Margaret Saxby. She is Delph's direct supervisor.
So what you're saying is this would be a great time to make a scene and really embarrass.
Not, you could if you wanted. If you valued your life, you would think twice about that, I'm sure. Now, Saxby, she's that bitch that you've met before that's standing behind the desk, but sitting at the desk is Lord Viscount Lord Viscount Inspector Nigel Price Hill. He is the head of the RHC. Period. So it's
Or
like
discount who?
Lord Viscount Inspector Nigel Price Hill.
This is like the first time we've ever heard of this guy.
In this this run through, yes.
He's a legend.
So he runs the RHC throughout the entire country.
Like all of Riser?
Yes.
Damn, son.
So Delph walks in and introduces you. He says, Lady Inspectress, Lord Viscount Inspector, this is Unit 27. Their leader, Tacha Il. And then he points at you individually. Toty, Gargenyn, Aera, and Dorothy. These are the agents that you requested to speak with. And Saxby says, thank you. Step aside. And she's like very terse to him. So as you come into
She's
the
like
room,
my new hero.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, all right, like we like her now.
So
Who's she again?
she's Delph's boss.
So basically, she's as dismissive of him as he is of us.
Pretty much. So Nigel Price Hill, he's going through some papers and he says, I've been reading your report on the death of Reed McBannon, the mayor of part of your town here. And I have to say, the actions of your unit disturb me, frankly. Not only have you helped depose a royal family member, but you've assassinated a sitting mayor. Not without having just cause, of course, but I worry about the optics for you.
Assassinated is a
you when you
really
use words
strong.
like assassinate, which don't even apply to the situation.
Exactly. This was not an assassination.
This was self-defense.
That's what you say. However, when the papers get a hold of this, in fact, they should be hearing about it today, they're going to say RHC assassinates mayor.
Telling them about all the stuff the mayor was doing, then?
We can't provide all that information to the public. It's too sensitive and it's too questionable still. We don't know why he was doing what he was doing, and we don't know the full ramifications. We think he was working with someone else. However, none of this is any of your concern. I've
disagree. I don't actually say that though.
Okay. Saxby says that's correct. I'm reassigning the McBannon case to another unit, Unit 9.
Unit 9? They're the worst!
Delph shoots you a dirty look. Nigel Price Hill, he kind of smirks. And Saxby says, I want you as far away from this case as possible. There are too many questions revolving around this unit and the actions, your involvement with the king and his sister, now your involvement with the mayor. I need you to keep a low profile, and this is not a request.
Yes, but Unit 9 is...
This is not a request!
It's almost as bad as
Dorothy.
Unit 13.
That's
I
enough.
just wanted to say, I wanted to say my joke, but you guys didn't let me get my thing.
Dorothy,
about
that's
how
enough.
much-
Shush.
You
All
guys
right.
are the
Bad
worst.
as what were you gonna say?
You guys are really not. I was gonna say they're almost as bad as... They're even worse than Unit 13, and 3/4 of their members are dead.
That is good.
All right, carry on. I get shushed.
Okay, so I guess basically it's like, okay, so what is our new assignment? You know, because obviously we can't go over and argue this out with them. Go over and say, okay, well, this is bullshit, even though it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. So Saxby says, Saxby turns her attention to Delph and nods to him. Delph says, "You're being assigned to protect the arms show that's taking place this week. You'll be acting as extra security with everything that's going on right now in town. We want to make sure that there aren't any problems that arise at a public arms event. With all the guns, weapons, and magic that could be on display there, an RHC presence is necessary."
With all due respect, aren't there other lesser units that could be doing this instead of us?
There are, but this is the mission that you're being given. And
So
Saxby
once again, we're
says,
being punished for doing our job.
Saxby says,
There's our job as punishment.
we could always relieve you of your duties altogether. That's always an option. Nigel Price Hill coughs to himself and he says, "Please do this for me as a personal favor. I'd like to not strain any relations between the Royal Homeland Constabulary and any other political figures in the country, at least not in the time being. As such, you should also know that we're going to be conducting an audit of every unit. All your financial records, gear, and contacts will be vetted and checked for any type of corruption. With the corruption that we've already seen, the Duchess, the mayor, we're going to move towards complete transparency. I will not have any more corruption within my ranks."
You can count on us, sir.
So he smiles at Dorothy and he says, "I thought I could." Saxby shoots a dirty look at Delft as if she's suddenly trying to yell at him to say, "Get them the fuck out of here." And Delft, he understands exactly what that look means. So he says, "Well, it sounds like we need to go get you briefed so that we can get you sent out on your duties for the day. So thank you so much for having us this morning, Lady Inspectress, Lord Viscount Inspector. It's been a pleasure. You have a wonderful rest of your day."
Got a little something there in your nose, Del.
The Lady
There's a lot of
Inspectress,
talk about duty.
she says, "Maybe you should go see the house medics about that cough, Agent."
I'll get right on that, ma'am.
There's a
See
nice
that you do.
fancy bow.
Good thing I'm wearing a mask because I am rolling my eyes so hard.
It's probably the only thing that Tachaelda has that's hard, but sure, whatever.
Wow, you pervert.
We're really on it tonight.
So, Delft ushers you back to his office. And he sits you down and says, "Really? You couldn't just do me a favor, do me a solid, and make me look good for once?
Oh, you mean
You're gonna have
what?
to
You mean
fight
like?
for it?"
You mean like you
Maybe
went over and had our backs there just now? I mean, we just when we moved from our investigation, which was going really, really well, because yeah, because they want to go off and keep up appearances. This is bullshit. I just want you to know that.
Well, that bullshit makes and breaks careers. That man, he could literally have you stripped of your rank and put into the stockades for the rest of your life just for
Oh.
arguing with him.
Oh, just for doing my job.
I don't know.
Exactly.
He seemed to like us. I thought he would. Yeah, plus he's cute.
Oh my god, that coming from Dan.
God, Dorothy's really hard up.
Well, she's like what? She's 14. She's exactly,
He's kind of
she's like the
Justin
good girl.
Bieber-y. He's got that kind of long Bieberish kind of
He
hair
looks like
going on.
He looks super like angsty. He looks like he belongs in a Twilight novel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Exactly.
like an anime.
That's perfect for Dorothy.
So there is a little
Dorothy
bit.
is so Team Jacob.
Now, we actually got through all of this a lot faster than I thought we would. I didn't think we were going to get this far. I'm going to send out or I'm going to put a file into Discord and into the um, Facebook Messenger group that's got the stories after we're done here. These are the stories that are in the paper. So things
Okay,
about
that'd be cool.
war, illnesses,
Where was assassination
yeah,
of the mayor? Yeah.
yeah.
So cool.
Talk about the wicket gates, which are essentially subways that are being put in. Talk about
Wicked?
wicket, Wicket.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you said wicked, like bad, and I was like, that's a really ominous thing to name a subway.
Yeah, and then of course the article about McMahon, his posthumous trial. Um, about there's an article in there, I believe, about Wonderbond, a bill in Parliament is being considered to levy a salary tax on the entire nation to fund construction of wider railroad network. So keep an eye out for that. We're actually going to stop here for the night because I honestly didn't think we were going to get to the actual fair.
Hey, we can't stop for the night. You just told us that the government's trying to raise our taxes. We're gonna stop that shit. That's become our new #1 priority.
We need to assassinate somebody else now.
Yeah, seriously.
While we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and find those articles real quick.
You know what? We could assassinate the people at the newspapers so that way they don't write about our assassinations.
That sounds like it's a sticky circle.
I think
that
it'll
just
work
sounded
out.
bad.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll just if anyone finds out that we assassinated those guys, we'll assassinate those guys as well. That'll be it. That's the last rung.
That's what you say.
It's true. We would just keep killing people. We can't be stopped.
Murder them all.
So Kaylee's not going to be with us. I think the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So where y'all going on vacation?
Montana.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, what are you
Yeah.
gonna see?
Glacier National Park and Mount Rushmore on the way out there, and Yellowstone on the way back.
Damn, that sounds fun.
Without the best part.
What's the best
car.
part?
Be close enough that I can drive down and say
Oh
hi.
yeah, we're seeing Paul on the way.
Oh my God,
Yeah, I would have
that's-
left that out too.
I just want you to know that we is lying.
Cause what?
Because you want to meet Paul.
Let's see.
It's true.
I'm looking for. Well, I'm not seeing my files. Because I just saw him last week. Here it is, Flint Tribune. God, picture of that fucking vibrator.
I know. I opened my Discord to that. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, you
It's
guys
fun.
talking about the wand?
Yeah.
The wand. It even says it right on there. Wand.
Yeah, it's wand. I
I
don't,
don't know what your guys'
again,
deal is.
this is just like it's like you never played D&D before.
It's disturbing that it's Dorothy's wand.
You can tell
Oh,
it's working because it vibrates when you use it.
That's just wrong.
Got a convenient switch so that when you turn it on and then it shoots out guiding bolts.
Oh my God!
Oh my.
What?
So I put
It's
it
not a
into
bug, it's a
Discord.
feature.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. Wow.
That's what I said.
I know, I'm just repeating it because it's unbelievable. Really, I don't
My-
believe it.
Actual Discord thing's still not opening. That's tomorrow, I guess.
Well, I'm dropping it into Facebook Messenger too.
Yeah, I see it. I get it from here. It's just think about it. All right.
Posting everything in the vampire channel.
We are?
In the vampire channel.
Oh
yeah.
shit, you're right.
For a while.
Well, vampires are horny.
That they are. That they are.
That is true.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop the stream for now.
Yes.